three fundamental circuit sections, crushing, transportation, and storage, consist of equipment components basic to every primary gyratory crushing circuit, and auxiliary equipment components that aid the operation and deal with any special requirements. In the crushing section, there are two main components. The first is the primary crusher itself. At Antamina, this is a 60-inch by 89-inch gyratory crusher. It is a direct drive machine as opposed to a belt and pulley style of drive common on small crushers. The motor is provided with a soft start feature. When the crusher is started, the motor automatically ramps up to normal operating speed over a short period of time. This serves to cushion and protect the electrical system if the crusher is started while fully loaded with rock. The second component is the surge pocket. The capacity of the pocket at Antamina is 480 metric tons, equivalent to two 240-ton truckloads. This section has several items of auxiliary equipment. A hydraulic rock breaker gives the operator the ability to dislodge or break rocks that may be blocking the crusher opening. Between truckloads, the operator can use this machine to move rocks into the crusher that may be hanging up in the stone box. A radio-controlled bridge crane serves a number of purposes. It is essential for maintenance, but operators sometimes need it when using the rock hook. The rock hook, in conjunction with the crane, backs up the rock breaker. It is used less frequently, but sometimes when a piece of tramp metal gets wedged in the crusher, the best way to free it up is to pry it up. The rock hook is designed specifically for this. When using the hook, always remember there is a danger of cable whiplash, so it is important to ensure that all personnel are cleared away from the crusher area before the hook is put under tension. In the transportation section, there are three main components. The first is the apron feeder. This feeder is an apron type since the belt consists of steel pans linked together. It is driven with a standard variable speed hydraulic drive that operators can adjust. The feeder, 2 meters wide by 10 meters long, is located directly under the crusher surge pocket. It transfers crushed rock onto the tunnel conveyor at a peak capacity of 5,800 metric tons per hour. The tunnel conveyor is 1.5 meters wide by 3,063 meters long. It rises 93 meters, travels at a speed of 3.8 meters per second, and is the second component of the transportation section. The third component in the transportation section is the radial stacker. The radial stacker is a special piece of equipment because it's both a conveyor and a distributor. The conveyor has the same carrying capacity as the tunnel conveyor, 5,800 metric tons per hour. It is 1.5 meters wide, 131 meters long, rises through 23 meters, and travels at 3.8 meters per second. The one piece of auxiliary equipment in the transportation section is a metal detector on the tunnel conveyor. The metal detector protects the downstream radial stacker conveyor and reclaim conveyors under the stockpiles. The associated transfer chutes and draw points are critical locations where tramp metal can cause real problems. Detecting and removing tramp metal before it can get to any of these points prevents chute plugging and the possibility of belt tears. When metal is detected, the detector marks the spot with a spray of paint and activates a horn and flashing beacon. The conveyor motor is automatically stopped, and the conveyor is allowed to coast to a stop. It is up to the crusher operator or his helper to lock out the conveyor, locate the metal, remove it, and restart the system. The components in the storage section include the radial stacker and stockpiles A and B. Some ore bodies are metallurgically complex and cannot be optimally treated with a single concentrating process. For this reason, concentrators may be designed to treat different ore types, and these must be segregated from each other before they enter the mill. The stacker accomplishes this, distributing the product of the primary crusher received from the tunnel conveyor onto one of two stockpiles. Under each stockpile are reclaim feeders, transferring crushed